Welcome to Channel 24. Donald Trump confirms U.S. nuclear submarines are near Russia after Medvedev threats. U.S. President Donald Trump has confirmed that nuclear submarines are already deployed near Russian territory. His comments come days after he's publicly ordered their repositioning in response to threatening statements made by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. On August 1st, Trump posted on his social media platform Truth Social that he had directed two U.S. nuclear submarines to be moved in case Medvedev's threats weren't just words. By Saturday, he stated that the submarines were already positioned closer to Russia. In addition, Trump announced that his special envoy, Steve Witkoff, will travel to Russia this week. On August 6 or 7, Trump later clarified that the main goal of the visit is to urge Russia to stop its war in Ukraine and end the killing of thousands. If Moscow refuses to comply, he warned that U.S. tariffs on countries buying Russian oil will be unavoidable.
Well, there'll be sanctions, but they seem to be pretty good at avoiding sanctions. You know, they're wily characters, and they're pretty good at avoiding sanctions, so we'll see what happens. But Steve is focused right now on the border in terms of, we're talking about with Gaza, getting people fed. And he may be going, I think next week, Wednesday or Thursday, may be going to Russia. They would like to see him. They've asked that he meet, so we'll see what happens.
After U.S. President Donald Trump said that the American nuclear submarines are already near Russia, the Kremlin rushed to respond. Putin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov called for caution and said nuclear issues are sensitive and emotional. He claimed that Trump's comments are not seen as escalation, but let's not forget, for years Vladimir Putin has used nuclear threats to intimidate the West, regularly warning that missiles could reach Europe or the US within minutes. Russia has used this kind of nuclear blackmail to spread fear and pressure to its opponents. Now, with Trump sending a clear message and moving submarines into position, the roles appear to be shifting, and Moscow doesn't like it. At the same time, the Kremlin says Putin is open to meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, but only after technical preparations are done, a phrase often used to delay real talks. One of the President Trump's top advisors, Stephen Miller, has sharply criticized India for continuing to buy oil from Russia, saying that this money is helping fund Russia's war in Ukraine. In the interview with Fox News, Miller said, "It's shocking, but India is now basically tied with China in how much Russian oil it buys. This cannot continue." He added that President Trump made it clear the U.S. will not accept India financing Moscow's invasion through oil purchases. The comments mark one of the toughest statements so far from the Trump administration toward India, a key U.S. partner in the Indo-Pacific. Indian officials, however, say that they will plan to keep buying Russian oil despite Washington's growing pressure and threats of tariffs. Latvian company accused of supplying uniforms part to the Russian army worth over 6 million euros. Prosecutors in Latvia have charged the management of CRUSHED with illegally supplying materials used in Russian military uniforms, including fasteners and clothing accessories. According to Latvia's State Security Service, the company shipped more than 1,000 tons of goods to Russians after Russia's full-scale invasion to Ukraine. These companies used the materials to produce uniforms for the Russian army. Investigators say that the company used intermediaries and then shell companies to conceal the trade, and the charges also include allegations of money laundering. The company filed for insolvency in mid-2024. The accused include board chairman Vladislav Andreevs and board member Vitalis Andreevs, who also own the company. Meanwhile, Lithuanian officials warn that Russia continues to exploit medical exceptions to bypass sanctions and import dual-use goods for military needs. China and Russia have launched a joint naval exercise near the Russian port of Vladivostok in the Sea of Japan. The drills, named Joint Sea 2025, will run from August 1st till 5th and involve both surface ships and submarines, including live-fire drills, anti-submarine operations, air defense exercises, and joint search and rescue missions. The participating forces include the Russian destroyer Admiral Tribute and Chinese guided missile, as well as submarine and air support units from both countries. The exercise is officially described as defensive in nature but comes at a time of heightened tensions involving Ukraine, NATO, and US-led military presence in the Asia-Pacific. Analysts see the drills as a strategic signal of closer military cooperation between Moscow and Beijing, while the partnership between the two countries has grown stronger since 2022. Experts know that Russia's Pacific Fleet still lags behind China's rapidly expanding naval capabilities. Japan has expressed concern over the growing frequency and scale of such joint operations near its territory. That was all for now. It was Natalia Lutsenko, and for more content, please subscribe.